WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American over here in Germany, often trying and reviewing rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I have 2 bottles of Maker's Private Select. I think the name now is Selection, but it's Private Select here. This is, I already did a video about this. Tila's Liste. Tila is the Timo Lambert, Tila, Tila's Liste from the BSC in Germany, Bremen Spirituosen Kontor. And over here we have from Kirsch Import, the Maker's Mark Private Select. So 105 euros, 95 euros, so 10 euros cheaper. This arrived at the beginning of December. This arrived at the middle of December 2023. We have 54.6. We have 54.75. So 0.15 more. So to make it even more complicated, and I think this is actually a bonus point that we have, they're almost exactly identical. Now, when this actually hit the press over here in Germany, a press release, it's like, wait, they're the same. They're not. Wait, I'll tell you. We have one baked American pure number 2 stave in here. We have 2 seared French Cuvée staves. We have 2 Maker's 46 staves, which I love. We have 3 toasted French spice staves. And here we have 2 roasted French Mocha staves. And here, since 2021, we now have the so-called roasted French Mendiant. So in 2021, Maker's Mark basically retired the French Mocha stave, and you can only get it when you're actually replacing a recipe you've already had with it. Now, apparently, Bremen Spirituosen Kontor, BSC, did it. Kirsch Import said, okay, we'll just go with a new one. But I think it's very, very interesting and sad simultaneously that they're almost identical. We have 1,001 possibilities, and they basically picked exactly the same. I don't know if that was by accident or if that was on purpose, or I don't know what's going on in here. All right, so I'm going to pour both of these. I really, really enjoyed this Tila's Liste, or Liste, the Liste. I give it an A-. Value for money, more of a C-, but I really, really enjoy it. I have not yet had, up to this video here, a bad Private Select from Maker's Mark. I've enjoyed all of them more or less a lot. So 95 euros, 105 euros is a lot. There's a little bit of speculation going on at the moment, at least over in Europe, about has the bubble already burst? Will we be able in 2024 to have prices at the same amount that we did in 2023? And a lot of the people out there are saying no. We're just not, at least in Europe, not going to be able to pay, or not willing to pay what we used to pay. All right, so on the back of each bottle, you do have our nice little recipe. So you can see there, it did focus, you got that. So that's with the Mocha, and this is here without, with the roasted French Mendiant. On the nose, they're very, very similar, to be honest. Not perfectly similar, but similar. I like this a little bit more. This is the perfect pecan, caramel, tobacco, brown sugar mix that I enjoy. This has a little bit more of a herbal note going on in there. And a little bit of a burnt herbal. All right, so we have the drinkhacker.com, and in particular we have Christopher Newell. He actually had the possibility to taste a sample of the Maker's Mark that was matured exclusively with the roasted French Mendiant and exclusively with the French Mocha staves. And that's awesome. I'd love to try each of those 9 and be able to figure out which one's the best and which one do I want there. So what basically happens is, if you've ever been to Maker's Mark, you'll be taken into the limestone cellar, they call it. They blasted out this cellar on the side of the mountain or the hill here, where there has a very constant temperature. I think it's around 68 degrees Fahrenheit. And what they do is they mature their private selects there. So they put, it's like a plastic ring, and there's like plastic washcloth pins on there, and they can actually hang additional staves, 9 in total. So the staves when I were there were about this this width, about this long, and they were very, very thin. I mean, I would go for like a ruler, like a ruler, so maybe about a 1/4 inch thick. And at the bottom there was another circle with the clothespins on there, and you could actually just pin them in there, put them into the cask, and let them sit for 9 months. And the plastic is inactive. The wood really does a major influence on the cask. And I was amazed that 9 weeks was enough, but there's enough surface to fluid to spirit ratio that it just works. And I think that's fantastic. So Maker's 46. That's what they do there, right? They make their 46 by using these additional French oak staves in there. So now, what we have here is the roasted French Mendiant. And the difference is this, it's a French oak stave with a classic cut, but Mendiant is cooked low and slow, while Mocha is cooked high and slow. So the French Mocha has a rolling coffee chocolate note that's recognizable, silky with milk chocolate notes, elements of hazelnut. This is about as decadent as bourbon can be, it says here by the drink hacker. So there's a touch of peppery spice in the mix. Over here, the roasted French Mendiant is powerfully spicy from the start. It showcases dark, dried fruits, candy, dark chocolate, red pepper, cloves, and there's plenty of this herbalness, thyme, rosemary. And the finish has some spice, and that herbal impact continues. That's a big difference. The question is, will I be able to identify that difference? Maybe on the nose, maybe I did, maybe on the taste. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start off with that I know, that I love, that I think is tough to beat, the Tila's Liste. The traditional retired Mocha stave. It's good. It's really, really good. Perfectly balanced. I thoroughly enjoyed this. A little bit of honey even. Nice. Let's go over to the new one, the Mendiant. As I said, everything the same. 2 mochas, 2 French Mocha, 2 French Mendiant. I did not expect such a big difference. The herbalness is much more, almost like if you took you've had cocktails maybe before they put the little twig of thyme in there. They might have actually took a lighter and then burnt it a little bit and put it on there. That's what I'm getting here. Burnt thyme. There's a bitterness going on in here that I did not get here. There's more of a woodiness that just pops out because of that French roasted Mendiant. If I had the choice, I would always go for the French Mocha, but as I said, retired, and only if you've had that recipe before. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do if I ever do a private select for Germany. If I could do it, I'd put maybe like 7 Makers 46 in there, and maybe 1 toasted French spice, and maybe 1 seared French Cuvée. I just love the Makers 46. I do know that I saw pictures of this, of the Makers 46 and cask strength. I need, fear of missing out. I want it immediately. This is just not what I expected. This might actually be one of the weakest Maker's Mark Private Select I've ever had. Patrick, that works for Kirsch, who picked out the staves, sorry, it's just not my wheelhouse here. This, on the other hand, Timo, well done. This is absolutely in my wheelhouse, and I think this was masterfully created. Just differences in taste and differences in opinion here. The 54.6, 54.75% is not what's going on here. It's the staves. And even the nose, you get it more and more now. Interesting. So, this is still getting my A minus, a C minus for value for money. I think a fair price instead of 105 would have been 85. Me. This is 95. Is it fairer priced or more fairly priced? Yes. But this is actually only going to get a C plus from me. It just goes in a direction that's just not what I want. A minus, C plus. Just skip the B's totally here. Now, on a good day, it might be a B minus, but I've tried this now a couple of times. And it just goes into a direction where I'm not totally happy. There's that wood bitterness in there that actually is not appealing to me, which this does not have at all. So that's my personal opinion. C plus, value for money. This was a C minus. This has to be a D plus plus, C minus minus. I would always go over here to this one at the moment until there were no of the 238 bottles till they're sold out. I do have 2 or 3 bottles here left. I'm willing to part with 2 of them if someone would like to buy this at the recommended retail price within Germany, that I can send it to them. That's the only stipulation I have there, but that's a possibility. Thank you very much for watching, liking, subscribing, telling others about this crazy guy over in Europe tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. See you real soon. Bye-bye.